How much money do I have to make to date you?
More than me.
Which is?
I can't tell you that, but I make, a pretty good penny. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
So, do you think that when you shake ass in the camera and stuff, like men are gonna look at this and be like, that's a girl who I want to make my wife?
I don't give a fuck. I don't want these. Let me tell you something, baby. I was raised by my father. Fuck you niggas. I'll date one of you niggas and I keep two in the chamber.
So
at all times. Fuck you niggas. I don't give a fuck. Talking about wife.
Do you not want to be a wife one day though?
Good question.
Do you not want to be a wife one day though?
When I'm old,
When you shake ass, I need to know your connotation as wife.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a lot of niggas' wife.
Okay.
But I'm a lot of niggas' type.
Do you have a ring?
I got a few.
I got plenty of rings.
Bitch, I forgot to put my other
I'm
pinky ring
iced
on.
I'm iced out. Let me put the light on that shit.
But has a man ever?
Let me put the ice on that shit. Yeah.
What's your kink that you have, sir?
Young. How much money do I have to make?
Out of my uterus, and I'm so happy.
Okay.
I'm so grateful.
Okay.
And I'm a professor at this university.
Okay.
And I make more money than you.
Okay.
And what else?
All right. Well, we'll pray for you. Okay. We'll pray the Lord save you.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. I wish I knew your name so we can know where to pray. Well, either way, you're a soul. Either way, you're a soul.
Kind of an asshole.
What makes me that?
You kind of ruined everybody's lunch. You're like,
sorry.
You took the cord out?
Yeah, I took the cord out. Yeah, because you won't give me my mic back. Please give me my mic back, please. Please, young lady. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day, okay? You're not stronger than me, all right? God bless you.
God bless you.
Hey, officer! This young lady, she's trying to rip my stuff up.
Oh, I'm assaulting her. Okay,
Come
if
on.
I get arrested right now, I would literally blast out loud.
like that?
Hi. No, it's not.
Okay, you should probably let him have this conversation.
Can I ask a question? Of course. Go ahead.
But
Am
let
I
go right
assaulting
now.
him? Is this assault?
Let go right now.
Yes or no?
Let go right now.
Yes, no. Yes or no?
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind you.
We pray for the grace of God for you.
Man, they don't want to talk to you. I ran a red light. Man.
She said you're lying. I see why you're.
Could y'all talk to her? Hey, babe, I ran a red light, and they want to talk to me. Man, babe, I ran a red light. She think I'm with a female.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah, she think I'm with. Babe, I'm with a female. I'm getting pulled over by the car.
I see why you're arguing with her.
Yeah. Babe, all right, I'm lying.
FaceTime her real quick. I'll let you FaceTime her.
Oh, he said he gonna let me FaceTime you. I'm arguing with you and want some bullshit. Look, I don't think this can't be a female. I don't think that's a female.
No, I'm a female?
Hey, you trying to get me taken to jail. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Shit. All right, hey, dude, we're gonna, just because you're having a bunch of other trouble with her, hang on now, she knows now. I don't want to talk to her anymore. Slow it down, pay attention, all right? You're gonna kill somebody, all right? You have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, he's being pretty cool. He said he was arguing with his girl, so he's got enough problems for tonight. We're gonna just cut him a warning and he'll be on his way.
Why are all these black college athletes that are getting drafted having white women? What's going on? I am going to tell you, as someone that is friends with a lot of D1 football players and D1 basketball players, I'm going to tell you because they have told me. Whoa. Before I get into this, I want to make it clear I'm only into black women. I'm just telling you what they have told me. My man said, bro, how many white women have you seen do the Meg Thee Stallion challenge? And he said, excluding the ones that think they're 2 shades away from being Lotto. I said, probably only 1. He said, okay. Y'all, 5 of my guys that play on Division I Power 5 football teams, and they start, they were like, Goody, you know the type of NIL deals we got. One of my men said, bro, I was messing with this black girl. She heard about the deal I got. and started to request money, Apple Pays and Cash Apps, for her hair and nails. I said, oh shit. My other friends were saying, bro, I would try to take her out to Chipotle, Kava, this and that. She would get mad talking about, why are we going to steakhouses? You're good for it. I said, oh shit. They were like, bro, the white women, they're down to go and get a cup of coffee, go and get some fucking ice cream. My friends were like, bro, the white women we're dating, they pay for a lot of our stuff. I said, what do you mean? They said, bro, they know that we're making some money, but while we're at practice or we're at camp, they got us our favorite Kava bowl, double chicken, right? Waiting for them to come out of practice. My friends were telling me these girls are getting their group projects done, getting their essays done, online tests done on time. I said, wait, what? I said, bro, what about maintenance? There's no way y'all are not paying for her hair, nails, bags, her lifestyle. He said, bro, first of all, my girl will get her own Starbucks and even get me one, but if I want to be nice, I'll get her something, you know, from Starbucks. And they were like, hair and nails, they don't even care about the nails, really, you know? And if they do it themselves. Sometimes I pitch in, and I was like, all right, what about hair? They were like, bro, she's white. She just brushes it. We're flat irons it. She wants to be special. So, Jesus Christ, you guys are saving a lot of money. One of my men said this. He just got drafted. He said, bro, I was dating a black girl. Now I'm dating a white girl, and I'm about to marry her. He said, the difference between the black girl and the white girl, the biggest difference is the white girl knows when to shut the fuck up. I said, God damn. Listen, this is what they told me. Do with the information as you please. If it takes me 10 to 15 years to find a black woman that's compatible with me, that's what I'm going to do. But this is what they told me. So stop being surprised.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rukah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops. Great millstone. Shalom to you, brothers, especially in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And as you've seen in the opening clip, you know, it was a little bit lengthy, right? But it all ties in to right here, as you see for the title, right? And you're probably going to see it for a split second before the video actually starts, because on CapCut you can put like a cover image, and I put this one, so you have to pause it and read it, or if you got to this point, then you see it right now and read it. So Boosie tweeted earlier this month on the 16th. He says, why do so many successful black men date white women? Did y'all role models date white women? He said, were y'all raised to like white women? What white women do that black women don't do? I've been meaning to for a minute now. What's wrong with the black woman? All right, that's his question. He wants to know why Israelite men decides to date pretty much other nations of women, but his main focus right now is the white woman. And that's one thing about Jake. Jake is always obsessive with Esau. You know, always obsessive with the Edomites for some odd reason, and have no clue with other nations. And it's not even just Jake flocked towards the so-called white woman, right? They flock towards other nations in general, right? As in the rest of them, not just the Edomites. But there is a lot of Jake when you see when they get into NBA or whatever professional sports, or they get us, in the entertainment industry, you know, the celebrities and whatever the case may be, the actors, they do, dibble and dabble with the so-called white woman, right? And he says, what do they do that the so-called black woman doesn't? And there is plenty of things, as you've seen in the video, in the videos. It was a decent amount of clips, as you see. Now, am I going to sit here and say that you can't find, any race of women, doing something like that? I'm not going to sit here and say that. No, because that's just not true. However, when you see stuff like this, it's mainly who? It's mainly the so-called black woman, right? It's mainly the so-called black woman every single time, right? And a big reason is because how Esau has raised them, they see you, right? They see you as lesser. They see you as a lesser and or an equal to person to them. And that's where that right there opens the door for all the other stuff that you have to deal with a so-called black woman, which is mainly their mouth, their attitude, right? The arguing and all that other stuff, all that stuff happens from it stems from that point, right? But these other women, or other nations, right? They know that they're not on equal footing with a man, and they don't think that they are greater than or equal to the man, so they know their role. So you don't have to deal with those same exact problems that you deal with a so-called black woman that sees you as equal or she's greater than you. Those problems that you deal with them, you don't have to deal with them, because also what plays a big part too is the parents, right? These people, these other nations are being raised by both parents, and they're instilling and teaching them the core values to have as a woman, a young woman growing up as a woman. So when they learn these things, as they're growing up, what happens is they continue to do them, and they live in those ways, right? Because they also seen their parents do that. And what we have amongst the Israelites, you don't have, these people, the correct parenthood, the correct parent situation, because there's a lot of the time there that what these women are raising, single mothers are raising these kids, right? Because the man is out the house. Esau is giving incentives to Eve, to take the man out the household to continue to raise the kids. And when one raised the kid, when the woman raised the kids by herself, she's raising the kid off emotion, right? Because that's how women are. They're raising off emotion. So that's where you're gonna have these problems. In the first opening clip, she said she was raised by her dad, and more than likely that how she was acting, she was raised. She didn't have that motherly figure, right? Because she was raised by her father. And the thing is, even though that is, a good thing to have the father, but when the father instills the wrong things in the woman, then you get the byproduct of that as well, right? It was made to be, you're supposed to have two parents, right? And more than likely, that man that was raising her was instilling into her, oh, niggas ain't shit, da, 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 da. Because where did he learn that from? Where did he hear that growing up? He heard it from his mother. And he's been shown that, in his life. So he's teaching his daughter not to deal, with niggas. Pretty much raising her how a single parent would raise, the child, a single mother, right? And then that gives a byproduct of that as well, right? Man and woman were literally made to be together, right? To procreate together. And if you have the upbringing, you have the proper understanding, which is what is the proper understanding? The proper understanding is these scriptures, right? How to conduct yourself, and you instill those into the kid, right? Then you'd have good offspring, right? But the thing is, these kids are not being raised by the parents. These kids are being raised by these celebrities, and the celebrities are getting paid money to destroy pretty much, the I'll just say, for the lack of a better term, I'll just say the community, the Israelites, right? They're put in forth to destroy by Esau, by the enemy. And so when you see these people that's growing up, these kids and these young women growing up, when you watch these podcasts, you watch the podcasts, or you watch like these people that interview, the women on the street, you hear all the madness that comes out of their mouth is because they're learning it from these celebrities. And you don't have to really deal with that with the other cultures, right? Because other cultures is not is not making, even though every culture, like I said, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Because I'm not saying that the other cultures don't have or don't do these things, but I'm just saying the main focus of it is the so-called black woman, right? And the so-called black woman and black man. But what I was going to say was about the music. Right? These other cultures really don't have that derogatory, negative, meaningless, music, right? The music that the other cultures listen to is more uplifting, soft-toned, stuff like that. And then the women growing up listening to fucking Sukihana and Cardi B, what the only thing they talk about the damn vaginas. They talk about fucking stealing from man, that you got your own money, you can do what you want to, shake your ass in the club, All the things that you possibly can tell somebody at a young age that's going to make them grow up and become a damn demon. All those things. Now, is there, derogatory music and all other things and other cultures? Absolutely, of course. But not as much as it is amongst the Israelites. You got people rapping about lands that's not there, shooting somebody because they got a different color, want to shoot somebody, want to sleep with somebody's woman, and berate about all this stuff. You see? Do you see? It's a cycle. It's a cycle in this place. And Jake, when he gets to a point, he wants to get out of that shit. He's tired of hearing. He's tired of being around it. So what? So what is the best way to get away around it? Is get away from the people that all the shit is surrounding, which is the Israelites. Right. So what they do is they go try to find happiness. They go try to find that sense of peace, that sense of rest elsewhere, because the woman was made to be a pillar of rest, and these so-called black women are not being made, and taught to be a pillar of rest. They're being taught that they're on the same equal footing. They're on the same ground as a man. You see, that's why these women don't care, man. Talking about I got a whole bunch of niggas. I'm many niggas' wives, and they're proud about it. And the only thing they know how to do is shake they stinky black ass, man. Here it is, you having an interview. Your damn loud ass, ratchet ass friend is coming in, disrupting the video, and then you push her out the way so you can continue to disrupt the video. Oh, I got to get my ass shaking segment in. You see, that's all you women know how to do. And I was gonna put a clip. I might put it at the end. I might add it. It was a clip where Zach Bryan. I don't know. I listen to Zach Bryan. He's a country artist. He was a concert. It was a concert from a while ago. He invited Sexy Red on stage, which their genre, and they shouldn't even be. Y'all shouldn't even be next to each other. He invited her on stage while he was doing his performance, and the first thing she did was what? Turn around and shake her damn funky black ass. That's all she did. Like, what the hell? What are we doing, man? It's a damn monkey show. You ever listen to decent, fairly decent country music, and then you invite her ass on the damn stage, and then she just gets in and starts shaking, and your music has nothing to do with ass shaking. You see? And then it's so much that it's just like, where do you start at? Where do you start? Even how the women conduct themselves, the way that they dress. Even though, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Yes, we know every nation of women have their whores. I'm just gonna put it say it how it is. They have their thoughts, if you want to call them that. They're loose women. Every nation has them. Right? Of course. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, no, it's only the Israelites that have women. No, man. But mainly on the forefront. When it's time for the human relationship, and you dealing with a woman of the other nations, and you tell her you don't feel comfortable, or you don't feel not say comfortable. You can say that too, but you don't want her wearing that. Right? So-called black, well, I'm grown. I can wear what I want to. I'm grown. I do. I've witnessed it time and time and time again. But you ask other nation, this woman, first off, normally that conversation really wouldn't even have to be happening, because they already know that their body. See, the thing is, these women, they're mixing beauty. Their beauty. They're trying to make it. What is the words? They're trying to make beauty a fashion statement, as in they're trying to make it to where you have to show off your body for you to be considered beautiful. This is what I was trying to say. I should have just said that. Right? That's what they're trying to do. Because that's why when you tell them, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that, and you give them a reason why, as a man, I should be the only one seeing your intimate parts. You can dress modest and still be very beautiful, would have nothing showing. But you can't tell these women that. Right? And then because they'll call you what? You're insecure because you don't want your damn your titties and your all ass and all your damn legs where you can see your damn panties hanging out. They'll call you insecure for that. But if you Go over there to Asia, over there on that side of the world. Boy, them women ain't gonna do none of that, man. It's because they're being instilled the proper way on how to be a woman. They're learning those things at a young age. These so-called black women think they're just above everything. They think they're above correction, above understanding. They think they're above these things. You can't tell them, no, don't wear that. But and then you're going to have the people that, you talk about the women. We're talking about the women that it applies to. Obviously, is this every so-called black woman that acts like that? No. Of course not. But for the majority, that's what we're talking about. So that's just some of the small things that these women do. And then they don't black so-called black women don't never want to sit your ass down. You don't want to do nothing for your man. You don't want to sit your ass at home. You always want to be out, always at the club, always out drinking, always drunk, always doing something but sitting your ass down somewhere. You're doing everything with what she's supposed to be. What does the scripture say? If he abideth not in her house. You see, and this is a problem. Because if these older women are not teaching the younger women, then when the younger women grow up to be the older women, they're going to teach those younger women that's coming after them the same exact things that they're being taught. And it's just like I say, it's a never-ending cycle, man. And then of course you have the ones that that's not necessarily fall into there, but it's just a nonstop thing, man. It's just a nonstop thing. You see? So that's just the surface level of the things that these other women do that the Jake woman doesn't, man. That's why they're the least. That's why they're the least desirable when you go into the dating apps, because y'all have such a bad stereotype that y'all actually live up to. Y'all have a bad stereotype that y'all live up to, man. Disobedient, loud, always arguing with your man, cussing him out, putting your hands on him, belittling them, doing all types of things, man. Y'all have just a loud, ghetto. Now, is that every single one? Absolutely not. But that's the stereotype behind the so-called black woman. And it really lives up to be true. You see? So that's why there's a thing called the passport bros. It's because they're going to the other countries to find women. Women that have these values, that you don't really have to necessarily fight tooth and nail for them to get for them to get to understand how to conduct themselves. Because you women have been in this place for so long to where they just, Esau has just allowed you to run rapid, to do whatever you want to do. And so now that is slowly coming to an end, right? Now order is starting to come back on the earth, slowly but surely. That the order is coming back. Now it's like you have to relearn. You have to relearn these things and put off old habits. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But that sets you back a little bit, because now we got to explain to you why what you're doing is wrong, why what you need to be doing, and why this is right. We have to re-explain these things because you haven't been taught the right way. You have been taught the wicked way. You have been taught Esau's way. And you haven't been taught the way of the scriptures, man, because the way of the scriptures is life. The scriptures promote life and death. The scriptures promote life, Slakia. Esau promotes death. The scriptures promote life, man. That's why you're not supposed to eat certain things. But what does Esau tell you? Eat whatever the hell you want to eat. Sleep whatever you want to sleep. But the scriptures say you can't sleep with every single person. You can't do. There's certain things that you're just supposed not to do. If you got a woman, you can't be with her sister. Esau tell you, you got a twin, be with both of them. You see? And there's reasons behind every single thing. There's reasons why a woman's supposed to have one husband her whole entire life. Unless that man dies, then you can get a new one. There's a reason why, really divorcing really isn't a thing in the scriptures. You're not really supposed to be doing that. You see? But people don't understand these things. The scriptures promote life. And the women don't understand this. The so-called black women in particular. They don't understand these things. So when you tell them these things, they buck up and they go against you because they've been told you're telling them the truth, but they've been hearing nothing but lies their whole entire life. So if you've been surrounded by lies your whole entire life and your upbringing, then when the truth finally hits you, it makes you take a step back, but you get defensive because you be like, no, this is something I've been doing since I was little. There's no way this is wrong. There's no way a man is not supposed to bow down to me and do whatever hell I say. You see? But then you can also blame some of the men for the reason why these women act the way they do. Because you've been putting them on this super high pedestal, bound down to them, let them beat all over you, let them do these things to you, that they have no reason to change. It's because y'all been catering to their every single need. So women, if you're catering to their every single need, whether it be bad or good, but let's focus on the bad. Let's say they're doing bad things, but you're catering to it. They're not going to have no reason to change because what they're doing is right. They take advantage and do all these things. That's why this society is really hypocrites. And because Cardi B, I remember she made a song. She made music talking about or she made a public statement. I don't know if it was a song, a statement, or whatever the case. It was a video from years ago where she said she used to drug and rob men. And then all the damn women, not every single woman, but that goes to show you how backward this damn ass society it is. How ass backward the society is, because people was parading her. Women, oh yeah, you go girl, get them. They was doing that, but let a man came on the internet and said, yeah, I used to drug and rob women. Boy, that man would have been in prison as soon as he would have said that. Boy, they would have had the cops on him. They would have tried to every last relationship. They would have went up to his background, checked all the women. They would have did all these things because the society caters to that, man. But let a man try to do those things the same as they think women do, and the man gets penalized for it. You see, that's the society. So, there's a lot of things, but of course I'm gonna get a couple scriptures. But there's just a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things. And like I said, that's just the surface level. Because women don't want to do these things right here. I'm gonna read this. This is Titus 2. I'm reading the NLT, but you see it right here, and the heading. It says duties of the older and the younger, and then the NLT says promote right teaching. It says, as for you, Titus, promote the kind of living that reflects wholesome teaching, right? And this is what we're supposed to do, right? Promote the kind of living that reflects wholesome teaching, right? And that's something that these women don't do. They don't live and they don't live in the ways to reflect that you have some type of sense, that you have a brain in your head, that you have some type of morals, some type of standards. These people don't live like that. These damn people on this damn planet live like damn animals, like damn beast. It says, teach the older men to exercise self-control, to be worthy of respect, and to live wisely. They must have sound faith and be filled with love and patience. Similarly, teach the older women, right? Teach the older women to live in a way that honors the Most High. They must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. But you got these damn women go out every single weekend getting drunk. Every weekend to the club. Every weekend it's a party. Every weekend something. And there's nothing wrong with getting drunk. But when you're doing it on a day-to-day basis or every damn weekend, for the whole weekend, that's all you know how to do for the weekend. Come on, man. You don't understand it's a problem. And that's why you women get in a lot of trouble, man. Because you be drunk. You be drunk. Mean men, drunk, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And then you got the other women encouraging the bad behavior. You see? Instead, they should teach others what is good. This is verse 4. These older women must train the younger women All right. Let's see. It said, this is verse 4. These older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children, to live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes, to do good, and to be submissive to their husbands. Then they will not bring shame on the word of the Most High. Right? It says, in the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. Let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. Teach the truth so that your teaching can't be criticized. Then those who oppose us will be ashamed and have nothing bad to say about us. Do you see? And that's the beautiful part, right? Because when you reflect in your teaching, there's nothing that somebody can come against you and say. Oh, no, you said you said you're not supposed to eat pork, but I just caught you eating Baconator fries or whatever. You see, you're not doing this or whatever the case. Let what you teach, reflect in the way that you live. Right? So that's what these women have steered away from. They have steered away from teaching the younger women how to conduct themselves, how to love their husband, how to listen to their husband, understand that you're not on equal footing with your husband. Listen to him. Be the pillar of rest. Be the person that you were created to be. You see, the women don't understand creation. You weren't made to be put in the lead role. You weren't made to be on equal footing with the men. The men have their role and you have your role. Do your role. And where do you learn that role at? In the scriptures. You don't learn from Esau. Esau's not going to tell you your role. Esau is going to let you just do whatever hell you want to do. Because he wants to see the Israelites destroyed. He doesn't like you, man. That's why the scripture says they're confederate against thee. Let us cut them off from being a nation. Who was the first nation mentioned? Who was the first nation? Esau. He was mentioned. And he understands that. He understands how to destroy the family. He understands that. That's why he does the stuff that he does. That's why he puts these certain celebrities, Sukiana and all these people, on the forefront to teach the young women. Get the man out the household to teach the woman, manners, behave, how to conduct themselves. Get them out of the household. Let the woman raise their kid off of emotion. And then also let's put these celebrities on the forefront so these can teach the young women to go out and be whores. And fuck men. Don't listen to them. Fucking nigga get some money, like the fucking song goes. Forget a nigga, get some money. Or now when you got the money, now you looking for a nigga. And the nigga doesn't want you. And you women don't understand. You see? And that's the problem. I got another one. Let's get Amos 7. Is it Amos 7? No, that's not what I wanted. This is 1 Timothy 5. And get this in the KJV first. First Timothy 5 and 13. It says, and withal, actually, we're going to start at 11. 1 Timothy 5 and 11. It says, but the younger widow refused, for when they have begun to wax wanton against the anointed, they will marry, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith And withal, they learn to be idle, wandering from house to house. And not only idle, but tattlers. Also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. And that's just what it just said in Titus. For some are already turned aside after saying, and that's what majority of these women are. They have turned, and men too. Y'all have already turned to Satan, man. Y'all done gave in. It says, for some are already turned aside after Satan. If any man or woman that believeth have widows, let them relieve them, and let not the church be charged, that it may relieve them that are widows indeed. I'm going to get this in the NLT. See what it says. 1 Timothy 5. And 13. In the NLT, it says, and if they are on the list, they will learn to be lazy and will spend their time gossiping from house to house, meddling in other people's business and talking about things they shouldn't. So I advise these younger widows to marry again, have children, and take care of their own homes. Then the enemy will not be able to say anything against them. For I am afraid that some of them have already gone astray and now follow Satan. You see? It's important. That was going to talk about widows, but that thing, it still applies for you women. To take care of your house, have children, listen to your husband, take care of your home, be a guider of the house. Sit down somewhere, wear modest clothing. It's not that hard, but you can't tell these women that. When you try to tell women these things is what you need to do, they buck up against you. You don't tell me what to do. See, and that's the problem. That's why Jake does puts. I'm not even about to argue with you. I'm about to say, that's how you feel. This is how I feel. I'm gonna go find somebody that's like-minded. You people aren't like-minded. You see, the women is always so quick to talk about what the man isn't and is not doing for them. But you're not talking. But the women don't talk about is what you're not doing for the man and why. What is making him not do that for you? You see, a man always wants to take care of his woman. But with a woman, when you just being a damn demon, nobody wants to. You don't want to be dealt with. Like, and I don't want to deal with you. Fix your damn self. But the women don't want to do that. So when they see these women, these men getting other relationships with other nations, then they want first thing they'll do, you Uncle Tom, they'll start saying all types of things. Just call you anything in the book. Start saying anything about you. Because they can't understand, they can't fathom the simple fact that why are you, a so-called black man, not dealing with a so-called black woman? And instead of you looking within to realize you're the problem, your attitude, the way that you conduct it, and I'm trying to teach you the way for you to be, so a man will be loving of you and take care of you and do these things. You don't want to hear it. It's just that goes back to the point I was making. You women got to a point where you think you're above correction. You think you think your shit don't stink. You think there's nothing that you can do that's wrong. And that what breeds what goes on nowadays. You see? But you can't tell them that. And that's just the many things. But that point is pretty much made. Now, if you listen to actually what was being said, you would understand it. But if you listen with emotion, you're gonna get butthurt. And you probably didn't clicked off the video already, but good. That's fine. I don't care. The truth comes out. The truth comes out, man. You see? There's nothing wrong with a woman doing your role. Do your role. And if you don't know how to, come humbly and ask. What do I need to improve on? What do I need to do better? But you women can't even do that. You see? And that's why Jake just goes and deals with other women. So that's it. That's Boosie. Your question is answered. So hope this lesson is edifying. Hope you got some out of it, man. And I made a video. Women become the pillar of rest. That's that, man. So that I'm going to close out. All praises, all honor, and all glory unto